Like for me, I just feel like you be a nice, kind person. You can go through life.
You be a good kid, okay?
That's like all I want for me and my kids and, you know, the people around me. And so it's like interesting to hear that people intentionally do that. That like makes my heart hurt.
Well, drama stirs us, right? Why do you watch The Bachelor?
That's why it's like we like the dramatic shows. Yeah.
What are you going to turn on The Bachelor? One nice guy, one nice girl, no competition.
Every girl lets every girl win.
Yeah. Every girl.
You're going on a date with him? Oh my gosh.
No, you go first. No, you go first.
You kiss him first.
I hope you guys fall in love.
I'll kiss him after.
I hope you guys fall in love. And if it's true love, I won't kiss him after.
Yeah,
I promise.
it is. We're drawn to that for sure, the drama. But to be the person that's the bad guy and make yourself the bad guy,
the heel,
that's a whole nother level.
Yeah, I mean, but
would you do it?
I don't know.
For a certain amount of money?
Well, in what genre? Fighting? I don't know.
Not fight. Like I guess it would have to be a different.
So let me ask you this. Okay, I guess maybe this is the way you're asking it. I make building videos. So what if I started making videos where I was this pretentious asshole who would make videos and like criticize other people's like YouTube videos and be like, oh, look at this dummy. Yeah. Why would you do that? Don't put that on the wall. That's a stupid design idea.
Yeah.
That is me kind of creating that kind of thing. But would I do that? No, I wouldn't do that because I'm a father.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's a big deciding thing where
you're like, what kind of example are you to your kids?
Everything we create, whether every fight that Jake Paul fights, every suicide forest that Logan Paul does. Well, he doesn't do it anymore. That's a mistake he made. It's in the past. But everything you do lives on the internet forever. Mm-hmm. And even if you delete it, it's still on the servers it's still on the servers so it can be brought back.
Oh, right.
That's why there's people who would like delete their tweets, but then these hackers are like finding them all these
years later. Yeah.
Now, when you're a father, you have to, or a parent, you have to like remember that one day your kids are gonna watch your videos when you're old or when you're gone.
Yeah.
And it should be that they're like, I can't believe, like, I think it's a cool thing. Well, I think it's really a unique scenario where like you and I, we're this is episode, what is it? 69, I think.
Wow.
Like our kids one day, I don't know how long this podcast will last, but like one day our kids would be like, hey, there's this archive of our parents talking when they're growing their businesses and they're growing and everything. And hopefully it's just like a memory time capsule for them. Mm-hmm. But if we
talk a lot about our kids. But if you guys listen to this when you're like 20, we love you.
We love you. But if you're, if you're 20 and you don't have any kids and you're just kind of living to grow an empire,
of mind.
There has to be this embarrassing aspect that one day your kids are going to see. Now there's always a turnaround, right? You can always, tell your kids, hey, listen,
I was in here. Yeah.
This is the mindset I was in.
But still, I think that's definitely a different mindset you have to be in when you don't have kids.
It's all strategy, man. It's how badly do you want to get up there? How badly do you want to be how badly do you want to be one of the most known person, right? Look, you don't watch vlogs. You're not on Vine. You can barely say on Vine? You can't. Well, that's where they got their start.
But nobody really watches Vine.
I know, but that's where the Logan brothers got started, right? And you don't watch fighting, but yet you know who Jake Paul and Logan Paul are.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
that's what do they say? An empire.
No publicity is bad publicity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's kind of, I think, where they're like stemming from, for sure.
Absolutely. And I mean, they're making so much money. You have to also understand that. And when you make so much money, you can navigate the narrative any way you want as life goes on. You can easily become the nice person, right? You can easily, it takes one fight for Jake Paul to like knock somebody out and be like, okay, I think I'm going to change my narrative now. And post-fight, he would drop down and try to help his opponent up. As soon as he does like one or two acts like that, he's now back to be a fan favorite again.
Yeah, that's true. It's easy for them because everybody's always watching, so you can do anything.
Well, in sports, I mean, everybody always appreciates, and that's the lineage of sports, is like you show respect to your opponent. Mm-hmm. That's why Khabib never liked the trash talking, which promotes these fights in the UFC. He was always like, no, we show respect to each other. This is like an honorable thing. Yeah. But that doesn't work anymore. That's what a lot of people are missing is that's a very honorable thing and a very pure thing that it started from. But because our culture has shifted, our culture has shifted to be a drama-based culture.
Oh, for sure.
And so
people
unless you,
they eat it up.
You either love this fighter and you're anticipating just see them fight, or you're just anticipating for this bad guy to, like, we want the bad guy to lose.
And you have to have both. So you have to have the bad guys, but you also still have to have some of the nice guys to like balance that drama where people root for that person.
Yeah, and they call it the undercard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Usually, well, not the undercard.
I like watching the fights where the guys, like, after the fight, they're like, even if they lose, they're super respectful and say like, you deserve it. Like, I love that. I'm like, they're so nice. It makes me like tear up.
You're too pure of heart. I think what ends up happening is they all eventually become that nice person. But
down the road,
while they're coming up, as they're building their empire, as they're building their name, they have to sell fights. And if you want to stick around, you have to sell fights. Cowboy Cerrone has lost, I believe, which is a fan favorite, has lost the last like 10 fights.
Yeah,
he has not won a fight.
Has he retired yet?
No, but he keeps getting paid buku amount of money just to get in the ring because people want to see him
people
fight.
Love him. Yeah.
But he's a senior, essentially.
He's
well, not a senior like by age. He's a senior in, like, if you're gonna break down your fighting career to be a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, he's a senior. He's hey man, I did the mistakes, I did the talking, and now he's there, and so everybody's like, so when he loses, which everybody always tunes in to still watch him because they're like, oh, he's gonna lose. Yeah. But they're like, please, like one thing people are like, let's just get him paid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what everybody does. They do the trash talking. They start training hard in the beginning. They get a little bit of notoriety from one or two fights they win. Then they start becoming, I'm either going to be a savage, and if genetically it doesn't apply or you're not lucky enough, then you're going to become the trash talker. You become the heel. You sell fights. You build your name up. And then as you become a junior, senior, that's when you start becoming the nice guy. Right? Because you quote unquote lived life and you've made mistakes and you learned from them.
Right.
So it's all strategic. And I think people have to understand that.
Yeah. I don't think I...
Would you do that with design?
No.
Would you be like that?
I would never do that in life. Could you imagine?
Oh my God.
I would just...
The dramatic girl where you call other girls out on their style. You would be so mean. Could
you
imagine?
I could be mean?
No, you would be... First of all, you can't be mean.
The people pleaser would not ever allow myself to be like that.
I love when you share stories with me where you're like, because you're so I used to consider you timid. You're not timid anymore because you've done some big things and you've come out of your shell.
Yeah.
So timid is not, I think timid is reserved for people who are like, no, I'm just going to be in my corner. I don't want to be heard. I don't want to be, but because you didn't even like to talk in public, like in a group setting or anything. But I think, I don't think you, like, it's fun for me to hear these stories. Well, you'll be like, I went to go make I showed up for my appointment and the girl was like, well, we had to move it and we send you an email, and you're like, I didn't get an email. Or like shipping is a great example. Like,
oh yeah, I've had many phone calls about shipping.
And you kind of stood your ground. You're really forward.
I think I have a little bit of a breaking point where it's like I've like been patient, I've waited, and then I have this like the perfect storm of stuff aligns for me. That's when I like sometimes have that breaking point. And a lot of it is like, I've been waiting for this amount of time, and you told me it would come on this day, and I was waiting for it, and I like made plans, and I have like clients who are like waiting for this, and I told them it would come on this day and it didn't. So I've had some phone calls where I really gave them my stern voice.
I think you'd be so scared to date now because like if I like was late, you're like, you told me you'll be here at 6. Is it 6 right now?
Yeah.
No, it's not. I told my sitter to come at 6 and you're not
here. Do you know
here.
What? She's been watching my kids for the last hour and I've been sitting here.
You owe me $25.
Bye.
I
think it is. I think
you totally be the clapper too.
Yeah.
I think you're like, 10 more years you'd be like, excuse me?
I don't think I'm going to get there. You don't want me to be the girl that claps.
Oh, no. I don't. No. I would be so embarrassed.
And there's a certain type of person that does that.
I'm so embarrassed. Like, we've been to dinner a few times, and some of your acquaintances were like forward with a waitress.
Excuse me.
No, they didn't clap, but they were like, sorry, this is not what we like. They'd speak for you, and
she did not order this.
Can we get this? She wanted,
Yeah.
And I would just like I hate so much when people are so forward. I have no problem showing my frustration to somebody when it's just like frustrating.
And when you've given them when you've been patient for 5-10 times, whatever it was, it's a different kind of frustration than when some like, especially with servers. I always have like a heart for, because you were a server, and it's like you really have a heart for them because it's not their fault 99% of the time. And I don't like that either when people are kind of like,
and then I'm mad at myself if it's a terrible like service, and then that was like a tipping moment, and I'm irritated at myself of like, I want to tip really good and I can't
yeah. I agree. I think there's a certain level where you're allowed to get frustrated, but also when the first thing you go to is like that, like unhappy, my food came out and it was slightly not the way I wanted.
Yeah. This tastes weird. And then the server would be like, what do you mean? I don't know. It just tastes weird.
Can you make it again? Yeah.
And then they'll go and you can tell like there's this like, when people play chess, like, okay, it's your move. Like when the waitress will go like, well, what do you mean? And you would be like, not to say we were doing this, but like the person who's like, I don't know. It's just weird. Like, I've had this before and I loved it. And I'm sorry, I never do this. Like, I never really complain.
And they always say that. I'm sorry, I never do this.
Yeah. And then the girl and the sweet waitress would be like, no, it's okay. Would you like to look at a menu?
Yeah.
And it's like, she's like, I mean, yeah, maybe. Like, I'll glance at it, and then of course, you'll pick the next thing, and because this thing's gonna be comped. You're like,
yeah.
Oh, did you find anything that maybe something else you try? Like, maybe I'll try, and then so they'll be nice. They'll switch it out. They'll comp it, and then they'll bring the thing out. And obviously, you're already done with your meal, right?
Yeah.
So now you just got your meal. So, but now you're showing your dissatisfaction still because you're like, well, can I just get a box? Because I this came late and I can't.
Yeah.
And you're like,
this came out late. Well, actually, you ordered another meal.
You're looking for drama. Yeah, you ordered another meal. Tell your friend to stop eating. We'll put it in the microwave for you. I am bothered so much by those people who call out waitresses like that or waiters.
Yeah, I don't like that. It's like,
if you pick something and it tastes weird, that's on you.
Yeah. That's your palate. Those are your taste buds. They should have known better.
Yeah. Like, I remember I went one time with a couple of guys, and we went to a bar or something like that. I ordered an old fashioned, right? Yeah. Old fashioned is a classic drink that I love so much. It's my go-to. And this wasn't like a fancy bar or anything even cool. Like, it was it's almost like a neighborhood bar and grill kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So you kind of anticipating not the best old fashions, though it's a simple recipe.
Right.
But anywho, the drink comes out. It doesn't taste like an old fashioned. So, and there's two other buddies that drink old fashions that are with us. And I was like, hey, try this. And he was like, yeah, that doesn't taste like an old fashioned. That's weird. Like, did they put like orange juice instead of like bitters in there? Or like, what did they do? And so the girl comes back and I was like, hey, can you, this kind of taste, I did pull the card. Like, this kind of tastes weird. Can you, can he remake this, And so she took the glass back, and I think they just added more stuff to it and brought it back. And again, it did not help.
Just tastes the same.
So when she came back, she was like, how was it? I was like, oh, it's fine. That was me lying through my teeth, because I am not going to make a thing where like, hey, it's booze. It's still pleasant. I'm going to finish it.
Not what I wanted, but listen.
I don't need you to take it off my plate. Yeah. You know what I mean? Did I get a nice buzz? Yes, I did. Did it taste like an old fashioned? No, it tasted like you had some whiskey and a little bit of orange juice and a splash of bitter in there.
Interesting.
But I'm not trying to play this game where I have to walk out to be given a bunch of things to feel justified.
Right.
There's
it's like
people
almost
out
like
there,
somebody owes you something. I don't like that.
When people like know how to work the system, I think they intentionally they become like sharks in the water.
They're like looking for something.
Right.
Yeah.
Can I talk to your manager?
Yeah.
And you know you're going to get something comped at that point. You're looking for it.
I asked for dressing on the side.
I hate when like we're at a restaurant and like you know, the manager will come and say, how's everything tasting? Because I'm like, you're just doing this because you have to. It's like,
yeah. You always say it tastes amazing.
Yeah. Like, there's people who go to restaurants and they go, how's your service? Like, oh, you know what? Nobody checked how my food tasted at all. I'm like,
nobody came and checked on us.
How much do you want to talk to people? Go make a friend. Who cares? My ideal dinner environment is I got my meal.
Don't be bothered. Yeah.
And I'm enjoying my conversation with the person I'm with.
Occasionally they'll come refill your water. And
that's it.
If you need anything,
yeah. Come back and ask me if I want a refill on something. That's great. Apart from that, it's just like I don't like. But there's people out there being like, they never came and checked on how the food.
They never came and asked if we liked our food.
Your parents believed in you way too much stuff.
Yeah. It's a different. But you've also worked in the what is it called? The industry,
the service industry.
Service. And so, for me, it's more like I don't want anybody to hassle over me. I don't want you to like
that's what normal
bend over backwards.
I
want you to like I love it. Even if I hate the food, I'm going to tell you I love it.
That's normal people.
But
that's normal people. I'm only going to be irritated if you don't come back. I wanted another drink and you never came back, and now I'm going to hurry. I have to pay. Like that's a different story. I'm like, hey, I wanted another whiskey. Like is that? Yeah. But apart from that, I don't need attention. You know what I mean? I don't want to wield this power of like, I'm the customer. The customer is always right.
Entitlement kind of thing where you're like, yes. I'm owed like the top level of care. Mm-hmm. Like I'm your child.
Is Steven still the manager here? Yeah. Can I please talk to Steven? Well, Steven works on Wednesdays. Don't name drop too. Just stop. Just freaking enjoy it and go home.
What's that episode of The Office where they think they're being like what is it with the mafia, something with like Italian mafia?
Yes.
And then he goes out to lunch with them. Yes. And he says he asks for something on the side, and then Michael asks for something on the
if it comes in and it's not on the side, I'm sending it back. I'll have the ragu.
That's a good episode.
And if the sauce on the side, if the sauce is on the ragu, I'm sending it back.
No, he wanted it on top. He said, if it's on the side, I'm going to send it back.
I'd like the ragu. If the sauce is on the side, I'm sending it back. It's great. I hope we have followers that like
if you like The Office, you're
fan favorite of ours. Fan favorite, yeah.
We like you a lot.
Yeah, people are mean, man. People are mean, and they will.
But there are some people who are nice.
There are some people, but nice people. Okay, but that's another interesting thing is you have Chip and Joanna Gaines who are like the ultimate nice people.
Yeah,
and they've made a huge
name.
They
have their own network now,
right?
The Magnolia Network.
But they're such fan favorites.
Sometimes I think it just depends. Like the cards have to align for you in terms of like
not being too nice.
No, they are the nicest. They've, amazing. Yeah. Any interviews they've done, their social media, everything. But I think because they were a certain image and they entered that like fixer-upper space first, that's why they were so like well-known. And so for some reason it worked for them. And there's, I think, a few other people out there where it's like they're still loved.
Yeah, there are.
So nice guys don't always finish last.
I think they're probably one of the only ones. I don't even know if Property Brothers are as fan favorites of,
Do they still?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. They're still huge.
Show?
Oh, yeah.
No, I know they're still huge, but I don't know if their show is still going on or if they like retired from that.
No. You don't retire from that.
You do. I think you move on, though.
I don't know. I think in the world of design. I think that's one of those jobs that you could.
I'm saying like you move. Yes. Well, but like you. But
why would you though? You've already made a name for yourself. They have Benjamin Moore colors or whatever.
Or not move on like in terms of do something different. But I'm saying like I'm sure they moved on from the show and do other things.
Oh, kind of like Chip and Joanna. They left AGT.
Yeah.
But then they started Magnolia.
They have their own line at Target. They have their own store.
No, but they're still doing TV though. Like they're
still doing TV, but they're doing it themselves. So they have their own network. they have shows on their network, which is amazing.
Yeah.
I think like,
yeah, no, that's, I don't know how you, well, clearly you have to do everything right, but
yeah,
something like that is interesting because a lot of it has to do with knowing the people. So I guess what I'm going with this is you could be like, I would like to start my own TV network. And clearly you have to have created enough capital in other popularities to like be able to finance that. But you also need to know people to show you how to start your own TV show. You can, it's like saying, I want to write a book. Well, you have to know people who'd be like, well, here's what it looks like typically to either write a book yourself or to have a ghostwriter. Like you need somebody to connect you with like the day in and day out of like the logistics of it.
right. And that's, I'm sure, obviously that's why they just started their network now, because it's taken this probably long to get to that step. You know, it started with their show and then they moved on to starting all their different decor and furniture lines, and then the silos that they have, the Magnolia.
Does anybody know if there's anything inside those silos? Is there anything inside those like storage
What do you
thing?
put in the silos?
Grain?
Oh, no.
Grain?
No. I don't think there is
Grain.
anything. It's just, I think, for show. But, I mean, maybe now. But when they started it, I think it was just an old rundown like place.
Yeah, it was an old rundown place for sure. I'm just curious if
now,
they converted anything on
they
the
have
inside
like a
of
restaurant, a bakery, and it's just, that's so cool that it's like they started pursuing these different avenues and now have that going on.
it. Yeah, no, it's listen, having the idea is one thing, but then also
While staying like humble and just kind.
because they're parents. I mean, they're
That's true.
I mean, that's if they were
Of
single.
five
You
kids.
look at the not to crap on it, but who's that guy? It was his wife was like she kind of looked like Jessica Simpson. Like there's this blonde chick, and there's the guy. He bought they fix her flip
Flip or flop, yes. And they ended up getting divorced.
They got
had
divorced.
Some weird
he
like
cheated with the nanny or something like that.
they had some dispute like happen where the cops were called and things like that.
Like a domestic violence or something like that.
Weird stuff. going on.
So you have stuff like that, right? Where you have a small baby, a small kid, and you're living the Hollywood life. Like that jacks you up. But when you have like what Chip and Joanna have like 5 kids, and they're like, hey, we're living on a farmstead.
Yeah.
You know, that's a different approach. These are the people who are like looking at what my kids are going to look at me when I'm in my 60s. But
and it's always like what your goal is. Is your goal to like live on a farm with your kids and like have family be your priority, or is your goal like to be rich and famous and be like the most well-known designer in the world? So like you just have to prioritize that, and I think they really prioritized family.
And that's exactly what it is. I never looked at Chip and Joanna as like Hollywood people.
No. I don't think they want to be.
Well, they don't want to be.
They're so popular, but they don't want to be.
But they're not. They're extremely popular
that.
for not being Hollywood people. They're just these Texans that live, in a small place that there used to be a cult in Waco, Texas.
I think they still are on the same farm that they started on.
Did they really?
At the beginning of or like during their season, like maybe first or second season when they bought that like farm that they're on. Okay,
so let's talk strategy. Not strategy. Let's talk about how did it all end for them? Do they get a divorce? Do they?
No way.
I'm kidding. I don't want to be.
How does it all end?
I have like every female who's listened to this would be like, "You shut your mouth right now."
Shut up.
I'm about to unsubscribe.
Yeah, don't unsubscribe. He's joking.
I'm kidding. They're America's favorite couple.
America's sweetheart.
Yeah, America's weird. No, I'm glad they're around. I really am. I think they're the first people who kind of made. I think on TV made like the idea of family pretty like popular. I mean, you have people who are not into that world, design, decor. They don't buy Magnolia stuff, but they're like, oh yeah, I know about that couple. They're really nice.
Everybody knows Chip and Joanna Gaines. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's good. I'm glad
I love
those people
it.
exist.
Yeah. It's like wholesome.
Yeah.
Are we wholesome?
I think. You did do a TikTok. You did a Instagram reel where it was like expectations. By the way, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's on Irina's Reels page. You like that
Mint
plug?
and Pine
You like
design.
that? Oh, easy, girl. I was
You
trying to do it
didn't
subtly.
plug my name, though.
People know. I was trying to do it subtly. You're
Subtly.
God, do you want? How much
Sorry.
attention do you need?
At Mint and Pine.
Yeah.
That's M for
as in-
Mary. Eyes and Igloo. And
That's a shameless plug if there's ever been one.
whoops.
But you did a Instagram reel where you did the Christmas expectations is like what I think it is going to look like and what it actually looks like. And
Real.
I remember I was in the garage and you're filming this part because we're already done with our Christmas opening presents part. And I'm hearing I'm hearing Harper scream bloody murder. And at that point, it's probably been a solid 60 seconds.
No, it was 15 seconds. I have it
I was
recorded
like-
on my phone.
Yeah, you got the best bit of it probably. It was like scream and then maybe it died off and then scream. So it's been going on for like a solid 45 to 60 seconds. And I'm
15
like,
seconds.
what is going? It was enough for me to be like, I need to go check on this. It was not enough.
Are they okay?
And then I'm walking in with you making a reel just to capture.
No, I was just doing a video.
I know, to capture her losing her mind around Beckham. So
She wanted
I
his
don't know how
shoes
wholesome.
so badly. It was hilarious.
Yeah, his Christmas shoes.
I'm wholesome. I just needed that one little bit.
Oh man,
She was pissed at him.
I know she was, and you were.
You know when Harper gets mad?
You were enabling.
I was capitalizing on the moment.
You're such a
And I wasn't enabling. I was just capturing.
Oh, you mean not enabling by going?
No, I didn't say anything. I was just capturing the moment. I was letting them work it out.
You're letting a 1-year-old and a 6-year-old to work it out. That's cool.
I was letting them figure it out
Yeah.
between the two of them.
Yeah. Or
You know she's going to beat him up when she's like 3.
They go fight it out.
Yeah. She's already like scratching their faces.
Yeah, she's a Viking.
She's got to hold it down.
She's
yeah.
a Viking. That's
she
why.
is. And she knows she's got to be.
Yeah.
Two big brothers.
Yeah. So I don't know how wholesome you're getting.
Maybe I'm not. Not with my leather jacket, apparently.
Yeah, you're
and my
edgy.
leather pants.
You're edgy. We spoke about
Not
this on the
wholesome
podcast.
anymore.
No, your 2022 is a whole new you, and I don't know what to
Edgy
expect.
Irina.
Edgy Irina. That's exactly what they call you on the streets. Edgy Irina.
That's what I should change my Instagram handle to.
Edgy Irina. I don't think you want that kind of demographic of people following. I think there's a certain level of hashtags that come with it too.
Probably not what I want. Not the direction I was wanting to go.
I
want wholesome, edgy.
So I stumbled across this. You know, TikTok, like it curates anything and everything,
Yeah.
right? So it's like
You
it's
just
some
swipe
of it,
up,
yeah, exactly.
and it
and
will
then you'll start
show
following
you.
somebody. So I'm swiping up, and then there's this a chick who is standing in front of this really baller looking tree house,
Yeah.
right? Big land. We're talking about like A-frame house that we're building. So this baller tree house, and she turns around. So like the part of the I think it's like a 30-second. She turns around and starts like, because there's text on the screen. It's like, come stay at my adult Airbnb. And we're talking about Airbnb. So I'm like, or wanting to build one. So I'm like thinking Airbnb. So she turns around and starts like shaking her butt to this, what beginning is check out my adult Airbnb. So I'm going, what is an adult Airbnb? So then I looked at her feed. It was like, I don't know, pages and pages of the same style of video, and constantly like so like one of the videos said, what is an adult Airbnb exactly? That's meaning like responding to a comment, and it's her just doing the same butt shaking
Dance? Doesn't say anything?
No answers are given. Okay, so
What is
but she's
an
next
adult
is
Airbnb?
then she's like about to start the project on the Airbnb, doing the same
Same
dance.
thing.
So I'm like,
That's how you get the followers.
that's exactly what she was doing. She was trying to get the butt shaking followers to promote this Airbnb.
She's a treehouse.
Oh, so that is poor marketing decisions. That is a woman who's gonna.
But it's working.
Who's staying in her Airbnb?
Somebody will. All the old guys who have been watching her videos.
People are subscribing. Like, when is the Airbnb gonna be available?
Is it ever gonna be finished?
Gave me a lot of ideas how I should shoot my our Airbnb promotions.
Yeah, next year.
That's
Get ready.
I'm gonna need some. Do they make Lulu pants for guys? That
Yeah,
are like
they
tight?
do.
Sweet.
Probably the
Well,
jeggings
the
or
jeggings.
the joggers.
Well, no, I need them tight. If
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it shake, I need
the leggings.
Okay.
You got to get those what are they called? I can't remember what they're called, but yeah, you'll like them. They're really
It's just-
soft. They're
that's-
like butter.
So so we started this conversation with forms of marketing that we don't agree with, right? So like being the heel. So now you have
It's a marketing tactic.
You now have this chick who's marketing her, trying to promote the channel is probably towards her Airbnb. I don't even know what the name of her channel is, but based off of the theme, I'm guessing that's the premise of it. But that's one business strategy that you will always regret.
Yeah.
Like if you're doing that, you're probably not married. Maybe you are. I don't know. Maybe, but you're definitely not.
You're not having families go, we should go stay at that Airbnb. No, you're having single guys try to stay there.
It's the husbands that go, yeah. We should go check out.
Babe, we should stay there. You think the landlord's going to be around?
So like that's one that's I think only gonna create more harm for you in your life.
She's wanting the followers, but later on that's gonna be detrimental to
like you're gonna become marketing. A mom one day, or if you're not, you're gonna marry a guy, or if you're not, you're gonna be committed to a guy.
Take all that down,
and you're gonna be even if you do, it still lives on the internet.
It'll live on forever,
and you'll know how it all started.
Your kids. One day you'll be like, Mom, you did that? That's disgusting.
And you can't come out of that and be like, hey, listen, I was immature. I was young.
You can't. Because she's probably in her 30s?
Yes, because you'd rather play the heel than play the hoe card. That's what you're
Ooh, that's a line.
That's a line. Be the heel, not the hoe.
Be the heel.
Be the heel. Yeah. Maybe that's the name of this podcast. Be the heel, not the hoe.
Yeah.
Oh, if that's not clickbaity, I
don't know. That's very clickbaity.
And it's completely 100% accurate because we discussed all these
things. At some point in this podcast, you're gonna be like, oh, that's why it's called that. Yeah, and this is the point.
And this is the minute 40 mark is when that happens.
40 minutes.
Yep. But we were true. We didn't lie.
Yeah, we didn't lie. We didn't do that clickbait where it's like nothing to do with
the heel or the hoe. Okay.
It's all right. Good.
I'm good. You're good on this one?
Yeah.
All right, folks. Thanks so much. Happy New Year. First episode back from the New Year?
No. Second.
Okay. Well, Well, we made it 2 weeks into the year.
We made it.
Yeah.
We made it. We're looking forward to all the projects happening this year.
Yeah, we definitely are.
We definitely are going to tackle some cool projects.
You're working on a secret project this year that you're probably not going to release for another year.
Yeah. Another year. It's secret.
It's big. It's huge. Huge. It's huge. It's huge. Joanna Gaines huge. Some stuff that they do.
No, but not like on their level.
But do you know? But by us even talking about this, that means you can't back up.
I know. It's.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah, because I already started it too. Wow. I am. I've set this goal. The nice thing is with this goal, this project I'm working on, it's such a long-term project that it's like gonna be next year before I can even release information. But
you're fighting Jake Paul.
Like a slower project.
You started boxing and you're boxing Jake Paul.
So I'm gonna be boxing Jake Paul next 2023.
We have to clip the
That was my news.
Let's do that. I want to do this. We're going to clip this. I want you to take 15 seconds to call out Jake Paul to fight you.
Jake Paul, you better fight me.
Yeah.
In the ring. Let's see. March 2023.
Yeah, August is really hot, so yeah, do it. March is cool.
It's March.
Go on, good. Close it down.
How do I?
Yeah, no, just insult his mother or something like that.
Oh no, I can't do that.
Just say something. Tell him.
Your hair is stupid.
Ooh, well, okay. We'll work on that. Okay. All right.
And scene.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. That was aggressive. It was really aggressive.
Stupid.
My palms are sweating, and that's
It's I put it out there. Now he has to accept.
Yeah. So
there's some.
I'm getting remarried.
Do you think I'm gonna die?
Have you seen him knock people out?
Do you think I'm gonna die?
No,
I'm gonna run out of the ring.
Well. Okay, that's fine. That's quitting. First of all,
whatever.
But
people will know me. People will know me.
Don't quit.
I'm gonna be the heel. I'm just gonna run.
No, that's not what the heel is. The heel is.
I'm gonna be the toe. I'm gonna be the toe.
I'm gonna have to explain more about boxing and fighting. Oh my gosh!
I don't want to get my face punched.
Well, you just called out Jake Paul. Why would you call him out if you're not gonna fight him?
Well,
if you didn't want to,
I will fight him, but he has to let me win.
Okay.
Secretly.
Okay. Don't flirt with Jake Paul. There's another TikTok video out there where it's like it's a voice dub, and it's just like really pretty girl, and the voice goes, she's like staring off in the distance. And it's close up, and the voice goes, "Don't fall in love with him. Oh no, don't flirt with him." And the girl goes, "I'm not going to flirt with him." And then the next scene is this like fat guy sitting there, or like basically you stitch the video any way you want, but basically you come in. So I could go stitch this video where it starts with like of this like French girl and the voiceover was like, "Don't flirt with him," and she's like, "I'm not going to flirt with him." And then the scene is like of me like sweating, panting, eating nachos or something. Yeah, that's the one. That's
the one.
Okay.
Sounds like I'm gonna have a big 2023 goal. That's what I'm hearing we from myself.
We'll start with shadow boxing for you first. Take like a nice Zumba class where you learn to like to the beat of the music first. We got a lot to learn. All right, folks. Thanks. Happy 2022. It's going to be a great year. A lot of fun. Check out all the stuff. Check this out on YouTube. It's a lot more fun to watch it.
Yeah,
when
watch
you see us being all silly,
weird,
silly geese.
crazy, and silly.
All right. Bye.
Bye.